All right, today talking about how to use filters in Gmail. I was going to shoot a video on how not to have a scratchy voice, but I failed. I do have a little bit of a scratchy voice today. I apologize. I'm coming back from a cold. So, Gmail filters are really, really effective. They're effective ways to manage incoming um, mail and make sure that it never gets to spam and it doesn't go to unimportant folder. This is a enterprise account, and it doesn't work quite the same as a standard Gmail account, but the importance is similar. Standard Gmail account is going to have the social and promotional division, where standard enterprise, like what I have, is going to have your important and not important, less important emails. So how you do this is you just grab an email that you want to filter messages like this. So if it's from and then to subject has the words, doesn't have. So generally what I'm doing is I'm going to go from one of my contractors or one of my customers, put their email in here. Um, I'm not going to do the two because I use several email addresses. And if they happen to use one of my other ones, I don't want the filter to miss that. If I have a customer named Bob at bobsemail.com, I want every single message that comes from him to be filtered into an important filter. So I'm going to go from. They also have these other has attachment. Don't include in chats or don't include the chats from them. If you happen to chat with somebody a lot, but all your chats are non-business related, for instance, then you wouldn't include chats. I would always include the chats because I want every single thing we've ever talked about. But again, this is a business setup. So we're going to create a filter with a search. Now, this is the action. This is the second portion, and this is what's so important. So you want to skipping the inbox is really helpful if you want a list of messages from maybe a news source and you want to compile them. You can actually use this as a curating or archiving service. Like locally here in Austin, there's a news service called KXAN. And if I wanted everything from KXAN to come in, then go into a filter, I could check it once a week and do a compile list of all news items coming in from that source. Then I would have this essentially a compendium or library of material that I can use for whatever purpose. It's really great if you're running social media accounts, but it keeps it out of your inbox if you don't need to check that every day. So that's a good one, but it's not good for customers and stuff like that. Mark as read is great if you keep track of your email with read and non-read. I don't. Some people do. Start is important, and if you use IFTTT, if this then that, or Zapier is another one, which is a formula website or app. And what it does is you can say every time I star an email, do these things with it. That's really useful. So this is an automation workflow that can get things out of your inbox and into another workflow. Sometimes you can even put them in Dropbox. There's a lot of things you can do. And this is where it really gets helpful within the Gmail ecosystem because you can pick from all of your labels. I have a ton of labels because over the years I've worked with a lot of different people, so all their stuff is just filed under these different labels. Um, you can even forward. You can choose never to send it to spam. That's one of the things I'm always going to do with an important email is I never want it to go to spam. I can even send a canned response. Every time this person talks to me, I'm going to send a certain response back. Perhaps it's a high profile client, like if I'm working with somebody from a C-suite, I'm going to send them a canned response that says, hey, I got this, wanted you to know it. If I'll respond to this within 24 hours, something like that. Always mark it as important. This is another very, very important function of Gmail. Since the debut of the important tag, then you have never marked it as important, which is also good because for whatever reason, things end up being marked important. I don't remember ever marking them as important, but they are. Then you can use category. These are really useful uh, checkboxes, functions you can attach to really any email that's coming in. Forwarding is really useful if it's a high profile client. Um, so I hope this helps. Also, this is a really important checkbox too. When you apply filter to matching conversations, it's going to go back to all of the emails that you've ever gotten that match that, and it's going to grab them too. If you don't check that, you're only going to go from this date forward. So again, this is filtering messages, and I hope this helps, adds a little bit to your knowledge base, and hopefully a little bit to your game.